What if I told you your car could go over 1,000,000 miles without needing a single major repair? Yes, you heard that right, and it's not luck. It's habits. Simple, powerful, and often ignored. And habit number one? It's the quiet engine killer most people never think about. Stick around. This could save you thousands. A clean car isn't just about looking good. It's about longevity. Over time, road salt, grime, moisture, and even leftover fast food can do real damage. Rust begins silently, often under the car, eating through brake lines and suspension mounts. Interior moisture can lead to mold, wiring issues, and worn-out trim. Washing your car regularly, especially the undercarriage, removes corrosive salt and debris. Waxing it a few times a year protects the paint and seals against oxidation. Inside, vacuuming and cleaning helps prevent wear on upholstery and electrical connections. Think of it like brushing your teeth. Skip it long enough, and the damage becomes irreversible. So, how does caring for your tires tie directly into engine life? The connection may not be obvious, but it's critical. Your tires are your car's only contact with the road, and they carry everything. Yet most drivers forget them until they're flat. Underinflated or overinflated tires throw off alignment, stress suspension parts, and reduce fuel economy. Rotating them every 5,000 to 8,000 miles ensures even wear, extending not only tire life but also protecting the components they interact with. Check your pressure at least monthly. Use the numbers on your driver's side door frame, not the tire wall. A $15 tire gauge in a few minutes can add years to your vehicle's health. But if you think tires are often overlooked, wait until you hear about the one detail even veteran drivers skip, and it squeaks. This one seems small, but it adds up. Sticky latches, noisy hinges, and jammed locks aren't just annoying, they signal neglect. When these parts go dry, they wear out faster, become misaligned, and even affect door seals. Over time, that can lead to wind noise, water leaks, and rust. Every few months, apply a silicone spray or white lithium grease to hinges, door checks, and trunk latches. Not only will everything operate smoothly, but you'll also maintain a sense of pride and connection with your car. Because here's the truth, people are more likely to care for a car that still feels good to use. Still, even the best maintained doors can't protect your car from a much more dangerous silent killer, one that creeps in slowly. Ever seen a car sagging under weight, dragging its bumper? Every vehicle has a maximum load capacity, and exceeding it wears out components faster than almost anything else. Shocks, brakes, tires, and even the transmission take a massive hit when your car is overloaded. Towing something heavy? Check your gross vehicle weight rating, GVWR. Don't guess. And when you do carry cargo, distribute weight evenly and avoid sudden stops. Here's a simple rule. If your rear bumper is closer to the ground than normal, you're pushing it. But what happens when you're not overloaded, yet your engine still suffers? The real answer often starts when the engine is cold. Cold starts are brutal on engines. During short trips, your engine doesn't get warm enough to burn off condensation and unburnt fuel. That means moisture builds up in your oil system, forming sludge and accelerating wear. Idling does the same thing. The engine stays cool, the oil stays thick, and combustion byproducts collect inside. Instead, group your errands. Drive longer when possible. And in winter, warm up the engine by driving gently, not by sitting in the driveway. That might surprise you, but it's not the only common habit we've been getting wrong for years. Every time you slam the brakes or floor the gas, your car pays for it. Gentle acceleration and braking reduce stress on your engine, suspension, transmission, and tires. Even things like your motor mounts and CV joints live longer. Ever heard of Irv Gordon, the man with the 3-million-mile Volvo? He reportedly drove so smoothly that his brake pads lasted over 100,000 miles. Consistency matters. Drive like your goal is to keep the car for life. Because if you treat it like it won't last, it won't. But smooth driving isn't enough if you're ignoring the actual schedule your car was built to follow. It's not just a suggestion, it's a roadmap. That booklet in your glove box outlines exactly when to service critical systems. Oil changes, spark plugs, fluid swaps, timing belt intervals, it's all in there. and it's based on how your car was engineered to age. Most million-mile drivers kept a log. Some even flipped their trip odometers just to track maintenance cycles. If you stick to the schedule, you're not maintaining your car. You're investing in it. But no amount of record keeping will help if the battery that powers your entire system quietly fades away. A weak battery does more than struggle to start your car. It stresses your alternator, affects sensors, and can even corrupt your car's computer memory. Clean terminals with a baking soda solution. Check electrolyte levels if you have a serviceable battery. And if your car sits for weeks without use, get a trickle charger to keep it from draining flat. Cold climates and short trips kill batteries faster, but poor maintenance finishes the job. Always inspect your battery cables for fraying or cracks, especially around connection points. A failing battery can also cause strange electrical issues, like flickering dashboard lights or radio malfunctions that are often misdiagnosed. So how do you stop bigger breakdowns before they even happen? Waiting until a belt snaps or a hose bursts isn't brave. It's expensive. Your serpentine belt drives key systems like your alternator and power steering. A failed hose can overheat your engine in minutes. Inspect them regularly. Look for cracks, glazing, or bulges, and follow your manual's guidelines for replacement intervals. Because when these fail, they don't just stop your car, they can destroy your engine. Don't just glance, run your fingers along the belts when the engine is cool. If you feel ridges or looseness, replace them. Hoses should feel firm, not spongy. And listen, a chirping sound on startup may mean your belt is slipping. Keeping a spare serpentine belt in your trunk is a smart move, especially if you drive long distances. One snapped hose on a remote road can strand you for hours or even cause a complete engine shutdown if the coolant leaks out. But even a perfectly running engine can betray you if you're not listening closely. That little rattle, the faint whine on acceleration, don't tune them out. Most catastrophic failures start as whispers. A ticking sound could be low oil pressure. A burning smell could be a failing clutch or an oil leak on your exhaust. Take 5 minutes each week to drive without music. Feel the car. Listen to it. Your ears can catch what sensors miss. And pay attention to how your car feels. Does the steering wheel vibrate at certain speeds? Does the brake pedal feel spongy or stiff? These can be early warnings of alignment issues or failing master cylinders. If you drive an older car, install an inexpensive OBD2 scanner. You can read trouble codes before a dashboard light even appears. Many repairs cost more because the problem was ignored. Catch it early and your repair bill shrinks. But even when you do everything right, there's one thing you can't afford to cheap out on. Brake fluid absorbs moisture. Coolant breaks down. Transmission fluid burns. Yet many owners go years without changing any of them. Flush your brake fluid every 2 to 3 years. Change your coolant every 2 to 5 years. Transmission fluid? Every 30,000 to 60,000 miles unless otherwise stated. Fluids are the blood of your car. Old, contaminated fluid kills systems slowly, and repair costs aren't forgiving. Differentials and power steering systems also need fluid attention. Neglecting differential fluid can lead to whining noises and eventual gear failure. And that power steering pump, it can fail from dirty or low fluid, leaving you with stiff, jerky turns. Always use the manufacturer-recommended fluid types and change them at the recommended intervals. Remember, maintenance is always cheaper than a rebuild. Still, fluids won't save your engine if the wrong parts are used in the first place. OEM parts or premium aftermarket brands are built to fit, seal, and last. Cheap filters can collapse. Discount spark plugs can misfire. And mixing coolant types can ruin your entire cooling system. Million-mile vehicles are built on trust between the parts and the systems they support. You wouldn't use off-brand oil in a jet engine. Treat your car the same. It's tempting to grab the cheapest air filter or oil online, but the savings vanish the moment it fails early. Some low-quality parts don't meet heat tolerance standards or fail to filter contaminants properly. Fuel injectors and sensors are especially sensitive to subpar parts. Saving $30 on a filter today could cost you $1,500 in engine repairs tomorrow. When in doubt, Stick with what your vehicle was designed for. But what happens if your spark dies from the inside out? These tiny components play a huge role. Worn spark plugs reduce fuel economy and power. Worse, they can cause misfires that damage your catalytic converter, a repair that can cost over $1,000. Ignition coils wear too. If one fails, it can throw off your engine's balance and increase fuel dilution. Replace plugs every 60,000 to 100,000 miles, depending on your vehicle. And test or replace coils when performance drops. Modern engines rely on perfect combustion timing. Old or fouled plugs can cause hesitation, poor throttle response, and increased emissions. If you notice your engine stuttering at idle or losing power under load, inspect your ignition system immediately. Use dielectric grease when installing coils to prevent moisture buildup. And always torque your plugs to spec. Over-tightening can crack ceramic. Under-tightening can cause blowouts. But what if you could prevent all of this, not by fixing parts, but by replacing them before they ever go bad? Waiting for your alternator to fail on the freeway isn't heroic. It's dangerous. Alternators, starters, water pumps, and timing belts all have life expectancies. Replace them on your schedule, not theirs. Know your car's weak spots. Some Honda timing belts fail by 90,000 miles. Some GM alternators show signs by 120,000. Plan ahead. A $400 repair now can save a $2,000 catastrophe later. Check online forums or reliability reports for your vehicle model. If a part consistently fails around a certain mileage, schedule the replacement early. Mechanics often call this predictive maintenance. It's the same strategy airlines and fleets use to avoid disaster. If you know your starter motor has a 100,000-mile lifespan, don't wait until 120,000 to act. Preemptive repair isn't wasteful, it's wisdom. And finally, we reach the single most important habit, the one that decides your engine's fate every 5,000 miles. Oil is everything. Use full synthetic oil, stick to a 5,000-mile interval or your manufacturer's specs. If your trips are short or dusty, shorten that interval. Check levels monthly. And always change the filter with the oil. Sludge, heat, and friction are silent killers. Clean oil is your only line of defense. Use a high-quality filter designed to trap fine contaminants, especially if your engine runs hot or sees heavy use. Monitor oil color and consistency during checks. If it smells burnt or feels gritty, it's time. For turbocharged or high-performance engines, even more frequent changes may be needed. And don't forget to warm up the engine before draining. It helps the old oil flow better and removes more debris. Good oil habits alone can extend your engine's life by hundreds of thousands of miles. You've just learned 15 real habits that can help your car pass the million-mile mark without falling apart or draining your wallet. Which of these do you already practice? And which one surprised you most? Drop your thoughts below. I'd love to hear from you. If this helped you, like and subscribe for more practical car care tips. Keep driving smart, your car will thank you for it.